Hello, my name is Leonard Gallenstein here in Delaware County. We're here today to talk about blueberries. I find blueberries to be fairly easy. I know a lot of people are afraid of them, but with a few horticultural practices, it's really not that tough. There are mainly three items that affect the production of blueberries. That is the acidity of the soil, moisture, and birds. But to start with, it's just a matter of incorporating sulfur into the soil. I like to use a product called soil sulfur. There's sulfur mixed in with different fertilizers and all that you can use, but I feel like they are very inadequate as far as actually producing the acidity needed. So I put 2 cups around each plant a year, 1 cup in the spring, 1 cup in the fall, around each plant, straight soil sulfur to acidify the soil. I'm not real scientific about it, don't get it down to a specific number as far as pH rating, but that seems to have worked for me so far. Then if I do fertilization, I do use something like Hollytone, something that will have the sulfur in it also. The planting, I do create a very loamy soil. About a half a bale of peat moss is tilled into the soil where each plant's going to go. And that's quite a bit, but that's the only chance to modify the soil when you first start. More organic matter into the soil, so peat moss being one of them. Pine bark mulch, the fine pine bark is another one. And I dig up quite a large hole and fill that in and make it a very soft soil. And you might even do that 6 months before you actually plan on putting in a plant in the ground. So if you're going to do it, your first plants in the fall, maybe do that in the spring to get the soil prepared. The other thing is watering. To make it simple, I have a soaker hose stretched out through the planting bed. All I have to do is flip a valve, and that row of plants is being watered. Flip the other valve, and the other plants will be watered. So I'm not constantly carrying buckets, moving the end of the hose or anything like that. So it really cuts down on time consumption that way. And we'll do a much more thorough watering of the plants. The other thing is the birds. You see over here, I created what I refer to as a hoop house. And it's something I can walk into, pick my berries. I can close it up on the end here with the netting. All I took was some simple PVC piping, got the netting over it, so I got the whole hoop house available, and the birds stay out. They're not getting caught in there. I know there is another way of doing it where you just take the bird netting over the particular shrub. And that works if you just have 1 or 2 shrubs, but it does seem like when you pull the netting off, a lot of times you're pulling berries off as you prepare to get in there and do your picking. So I like to actually keep the netting off the plants and up and above where I can walk under them. You do need several different varieties of blueberries. You shouldn't just have one because they need to cross-pollinate. This one shrub here, that's one of my favorites. It's called a chandler. They produce a very big berry. There are several varieties in here. Some of them produce longer period of time than others, but that's what makes a nice long season of picking berries. Usually middle of June through easily through July. Pretty simple. Hopefully you have a chance to try it out yourself.